I feel for them. But I'd say one manager that did reject Aston Villa was Roberto Martinez, who showed an amazing bit of loyalty to remain at Wigan. I mean, we look at footballers, managers now, and loyalty just got out the window. Contracts mean nothing. But for Martinez to stay where he is, it was just fantastic to see, really.
Yeah, and you'll be a bit careful whether it was loyalty or whether it was, that was just better for him in his life, and that's just the way it goes. Some players will move club to club to club every season to get as much money as they can, and some players like that, and other players are, I'll move because it's a better move for me and it's a better option, and obviously Aston Villa wasn't a better option for Martinez.
Possibly. I mean, you can only take what he said on face value, but when you heard him afterwards say that, well, the reasons why he rejected Aston Villa, I mean, he was dedicated to Dave Whelan. I mean, he's given him the chance to manage in the Premier League, and to actually stick with it, I think it's fair play to the guy.
Well, it is fair play to the guy, but if he carries on the way he carried on last season, he won't be at Wigan much longer if Dave Whelan's got any sense about him.
Aye, true. I mean, as you moved on before, I think he would have struggled either way, because Wigan would probably lose like Roddy Jaeger and Dogbier. I just don't think they've got that strength in like depth in the squad to actually survive. But Aston Villa have turned into a selling club as well. I mean, they're going to lose, well, Ashley Young definitely, Stuart Downing maybe as well. And I mean, Alex McLeish's got a massive job in his hands there. But whoever Martinez chooses, he was always going to face like a real tough test of his managerial credibility.
Oh, he is, and that's Wigan's problem. They've relied heavily on Nzogbia and Roddy Ager to get them goals and get them points this season, and almost single-handedly it was Nzogbia who's kept them in the Premier League. And are Wigan going to be able to attract that calibre of player to keep them up next season? I really doubt it. I think they'll be relegated next season, Wigan.
I think they'll be definitely amongst the ones to be fighting relegation. I mean, you looked at the season beforehand when they lost Palacios, Paul Scharner. I mean, yeah, you might not say they're the most stylish of footballers, but those are two players that kind of kept them in the league when they came up.
Yeah, and it's the same situation with Nzogbia and Roddy Ager. If they manage to keep hold of one or both of them, then they're still going to struggle, but they've got a fighting chance in them. And I think if they lose both of them or even just one of them, they're going to be really, really struggling, and I can't see them surviving another season in the Premier League. They've been gradually declining. They started off really well when they came in. I think it was 6 or 7 years ago now, and they just seem to have fallen off the pace every season and scraped survival the last couple of years. And I think next season, if they don't sign some quality players, I think they'll go.
I personally hope that Martinez's show of loyalty will actually pay off, but keeping on the managerial theme now, and Steve McClaren has returned to England after expelling Holland and Germany after being ridiculed as England manager. I think that really does put Nottingham Forest as one of the championship favourites.
Well, they've been sort of one of the championship favourites for several seasons now, and Billy Davis, I think, has done a great job down there, and it's up to McClaren to just get them over the final hurdle now.
Well, I mean, we moved on it yet again last week that I think the England managerial role came way too soon for him in his career, but you look at his actual track record. I mean, he took Middlesbrough, FC20. I mean, they were two modest teams, to be fair, and he succeeded with them, and you can't say fairer than that.
No, you can't, and good luck to the fellow. Like you say, the England job came too soon for him. He was out of his depth there, but I don't think that undoes the good work he's done for his clubs and the work he's done since for his clubs. So, I wish him good luck, and I hope to see Nottingham Forest in the Premier League season after next.
Definitely. Moving on. Every summer we anticipate the opening of the fixture list, and it has come this week. It's a great time of year for fans and players ahead of the new season to watch who they're going to play, especially for the newly promoted teams, especially Premiership ones such as Norwich and Swansea. It's fantastic stuff, Johnny.
It really is, and it's really exciting. You always look for every club's got the big games, the derby games. Where you play in the Man Uniteds, the Chelseas, when those come to town, and it's exciting stuff. Like you say, especially for the newly promoted clubs, and Swansea especially, who've never been in the Premier League before, playing the big boys. It must be really exciting times for their fans.
Definitely. The standout games will probably be Man United going to West Brom, then they face Spurs and Arsenal at Old Trafford. I mean, that's a tough start. That's
a very tough start, and you've got to say the defending champions should go to the Hawthorns there and get 3 points ahead of those tough games against the North London rivals. So you fancy Man United to pick up some points there.
You would fancy so. I mean, going to West Brom it's difficult now under Roy Hodgson because he's turned them around. I mean, they were struggling before he came in, and then he's done a great job there.
He has done a great job, and he did the same thing at Fulham. He's got the defence sorted out. You build from the back. If you don't concede goals, you don't lose games, and that's the right mentality to have. So it'll be tough for Man United, but I think they'll come through that test.
We'll have to wait and see. The new boys, Norwich will travel to Wigan, who got thumped last season 4-0 by Blackpool, if you remember, on the first day. QPR will play Bolton at home, and Swansea will face a strong test of the credibility when they go to Man City.
It's a great opening day for them. Travel to one of the big clubs. No disrespect to Bolton and Wigan, who are playing the other newly promoted sides, but you're fresh into the Premier League, never been there before, and you're playing one of the big clubs, the richest club in the world, and that's what the Premier League's all about for Swansea City.
Definitely. Jordan Henderson faces his old club Sunderland in the first game of the season. I mean, that's going to be a bit feisty.
It'll be a bit tasty, that one, yeah.
I think it's difficult for Sunderland fans to still get over that, because I mean he was a local born and bred lad in Sunderland, so to lose him to any sort of team other than their own it's still difficult for them.
Well, it is, but we come back to the point that I made earlier. If Liverpool are offering him something that Sunderland can't, maybe a career progression, if it is more money, if that's his motivation for the move, and if that's what he wants, then that's his prerogative to seek that. So players move on. They don't. It's very rare that you'll get a local player staying with their own club for the whole season. It doesn't happen very much in the modern game. So yeah, Sunderland fans will be seething, but they've got £20 million to spend on new blood now. So I personally would be more excited about that than crying over Jordan Henderson leaving.
Absolutely. And your club, Johnny, will face Tottenham at White Hart Lane. How do you fancy your chances?
Well, as I've said before, you have to play every club at some point, and it's going to be a difficult start for us, especially going away from home. Tottenham are a very, very strong side, building on some good success they've had lately. So it's going to be a tough game, very, very tough game. And we traditionally we don't do very well when we go to the capital, but we've got a fairly decent record against Tottenham over the last couple of seasons. So I'd hope to get something from it.
I think you moved on somewhere there. I mean, Everton have kind of got an unwanted reputation for being slow starters, but I mean, it is a really tough start for them. I mean, the other few games he played, I think Man United along the way, but as I said before to you, I mean, if Everton get the stride later on, like midway through the season, you'd hope they'll get into a patch where they're playing teams that you'd consider like lesser quality than yourselves. So you'd pick up more points then and have actually a pretty good season.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'd like us to hit the ground running and win every single game that we play. It's not a case of, where do you want your purple patch to happen when you're only playing the lesser quality teams. I don't want to pick it out like that. I'd rather it just be, we play well from day one until day zero, and win every game that we play. And obviously everybody feels the same way about their respective clubs. So, yeah, that's the way I see it.
You'd hope so, but we've got to live in the life of realism and realise that that's not going to happen. But moving on to something I know we personally definitely disagree on is the Ryan Giggs incident. It's going on and on and on. I mean, the situation is that he has sued the News of the World for phone hacking. Well, I mean, he's not the first celebrity to do so, but is any of this public interest, Johnny?
I think it is, personally. They say everyone's entitled to a private life. For me, Ryan Giggs has made his fortune and he's made his celebrity status through public contributions, from people buying tickets to watch him play at Manchester United, and if he's spending an awful lot of money and a lot of time playing away from home, people always look up to footballers as role models, and he certainly is not setting very good role model for his young fans by doing what he's doing.
Well, there have been allegations that he has been playing away, but I don't think that's within the public interest. Yeah, he's a footballer, but I don't need to know about his private life. I don't see the reason why.
No, I mean, well, I can understand why you might say that, but for me, if I'm working hard Monday to Friday to earn my money, and then I go to watch my team, to support my team on a Saturday, and Ryan Giggs is taking home my money, then I personally think I've got a right to know what he's doing, especially when he's, reliant so much on his living, on what I do, and all the other people that go and watch him, that's how he earns his living. So if he's, up to no good, I think people do have a right to know about it.
I can't disagree anymore. But I mean, what has that got to do with us? I mean, that's like everyone looking in our personal lives and putting them in the newspapers.
Well, it's not strictly true, is it, Paul? Because we're not using other people's money and other people's interest in their personal life to gain an advantage, which is what he's doing. You know, he's a footballer, he's in a privileged position, and he's taking money from his supporters to earn his very, very nice living. So those supporters, I think, have got a right to know what he's up to if he's up to no good.
But that doesn't make him a celebrity, though. That doesn't make him like a Hollywood actor. He's a footballer. Outside the walls of football, I don't need to know what he's doing in his private life. I mean, you look at before when David Beckham was coming to fame, you'd find out whether he sneezed. I don't see how that's relevant.
Well, no, but I mean, to be honest, if he wants a truly private life, he shouldn't be in the public interest. That's just my opinion.
No, but they're in the public interest because they play football. I mean, we look at it, right? The median football says an independent relationship. It can't do. It needs each other to function, right? But it doesn't. It should never ever go into the realms of personal lives. You shouldn't ever delve into someone's private life and then start banding it about the newspaper like he's doing this or she's doing that. Footballers aren't celebrities. They don't ask for all of the public interest. They don't ask for the media cameras to be smacked in the face. It shouldn't be published. Full stop.
Well, I disagree. I mean, they've put themselves in that position by being a footballer. If they are, it's blatantly obvious. Once you get to the level of football that they play, that's the kind of stuff that goes on, And if you're uncomfortable with media intrusion, then simply, don't play football.
Yeah, but how do they ask for it though? It's not like they demand it.
Well, it's not a case of them demanding it. It's not a case of I want this camera to come into my life, and it's not like Peter Andre on ITV2, follow me around because I want people to know what I'm up to. It's not like that. It's, he is benefiting from public interest in him. That's how he earns his living. So, the public do have an interest in his life, and it is public interest what he